Welcome in. It's the Three Guys Talking Ball podcast. Hope you guys like the jazzy tunes. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. So, fellas, there was a reason. Thank you. Well, I did it because I wanted to, instead of like the awkward silence of me trying to making sure, everything was Facebook and YouTube streams were up and running. I figure, we'd play some jazzy tunes, confuse you guys a little bit. And that way it limits the awkward silence. So thank you to everybody who is.
I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea what was going on
there.
Were you like
were you like theme song? So we'll go with it.
Yeah, were you guys like trying to were you like Drago in Rocky 4 when Creed's coming out and he's dancing on top with James Brown? Is that what kind of how you were feeling?
That is the exact face I would use to describe. Just like, what the hell is going on right now?
And, you know what? I'm glad it worked too, because
and where is this noise coming
I've tried using these sounds because it pops up on the Riverside app, similar to the old mixer that I had, but it's like they're all preloaded, and I didn't realize that there was a preview and a live. So anytime I would try to do it, it would always be on the preview method, so nobody would hear it, because I loaded a sound up from the Texas-Oklahoma game when Texas lost to Oklahoma this year, and I was gonna play that. Because I think myself and I think Grant, I think everybody was saying there was going to be no way Oklahoma was going to hang with Oklahoma was going to hang with Texas, and then I was planned on starting it by saying how Oklahoma, they just shut up all the doubters, all the haters, and then I was going to play this. Maybe
Texas, I think, is going to this game is. I don't think Oklahoma is good enough in the trenches. I don't trust Dylan Gabriel, even though he has looked good, but they struggled on the road against Cincinnati, a team that they should have won by. If we're going by talent, should have won by 3 or 4 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. Texas dominates the trenches on both sides of the ball, and I think Oklahoma is overrated, and I think Texas stomps them.
Wow, you're an idiot.
Texas, I think, is going to.
This game. That was there. Okay, we're done there for now. So, how do I? Now I've gotten myself in all sorts of trouble because I don't know what's going on there.
Well, you're still wearing a Twins hat on my screen.
Yeah.
Maybe there you are.
Preview. Okay, there it is. There it is.
You should go into IT. That was brilliant.
Thank you. I'm learning slowly but surely. But
you got a future, unlike me.
Thank you. Oh, don't be so hard on yourself.
Nailed
it. It could be worse. You could be like in your mid 40s, no hair, and living in your parents' basement. Instead, you're living in Alex's basement.
That is correct.
What about the in-laws' basement?
Well, that's never going to happen. Well,
yeah, but even you're also engaged too. So
for Ethan, yes,
yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's Ethan. It's like you're saving up for a wedding, and then who knows, maybe a place to live after the in-laws place. Like, you have a future, you have a plan.
You got the Chiefs.
I got the Chiefs. Yeah, I got the Chiefs.
And the Hawkeyes.
Well, we got the Chiefs.
In the first 6 games in the playoffs for the Timberwolves.
Yes.
That's what we got. Yeah.
Yeah, we had the back-to-back champs, and we were for the first 6 games in the playoffs for the Wolves. Life
we
is
were
good.
Phenomenal.
So.
And then we forgot how to play defense.
And then you did, and we're gonna get to that here in a little bit. But I don't know about you guys this weekend. How was your guys' Mother's Day? How were you? I didn't see any of you post pictures of your moms on Mother's Day, so it's pretty obvious none of us love our mothers. I think that's how that works. Is that correct?
No, but we can go with it if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I did this thing where, we used to do this as a kid where you pick up the phone and you call someone, and you have a conversation with them, and it's genuine and it's not fake on social media. oh my God, the hardest working person I know. How lucky we are to have you. Blah 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 blah. Give me a goddamn break. Everyone says the same thing. Do me a favor, pick up the phone and call mom yourself. Stop doing it. Stop doing it for yourself. Like all these people out there,
or for the clout.
Or yes, they want to do it for the clout, and then they sit back and it's an excuse for them to post their wedding pictures, or on some family vacation they went to. They're making it all about them, when it's not. Being a parent is not hard. It's not easy. I'm sorry. I wouldn't know, but it's not easy.
Grant's got a secret kid we don't know about.
Grant, it is easy for you because every time you find out you're having a kid, you say, "Oh, I have to go get milk."
Yeah, and I don't return.
Jeez.
That's why those kids dip their Oreos in water, and they have no future.
Oh my goodness.
But stop. That's like. It's the same thing. People posting on vacation, on Mother's Day, pictures. It's the same kind of people who this year when Maui had those fires, how they're posting online. Oh, I feel so bad for the people of Maui. This is what it looked like when I was there, when it was one of the best places in the world. Stop being selfish. And reminding me you went to Hawaii on vacation.
Our president that said that he, my wife and I have the same feeling. We had a house burned down. No, you didn't, Joe. There's no evidence you had a house burned down at all.
It's like these people are just coming off as arrogant pricks who only care about themselves.
But did you guys do anything special for Mother's Day?
We went to the Green Mill brunch, and I think I ate my weight in food.
Oh, Mother's Day brunches, those are something that like the food tastes 1,000 times better when you go to a buffet style. Was it a buffet style?
Yes, they had some Parmesan cheesy hash browns. Holy cow!
Oh,
I almost took the pan and just walked back to the table. Like it was that good.
You should have.
It's like it's like that scene in Friends when they're in Vegas and Joey takes his eggs and he goes, "This is where I get my money back."
Well, then we obviously they had pizza too. And we obviously had to taste test the pizza, considering we're going to have some as our late night snack at the wedding. So, like, obviously,
we gotta
have some pizza.
Naturally, it's a little quality.
And you know what? It was good. Who would have thought?
I saw they were selling them at Cashwise. Was Green Mill pizzas actually not too? When I was there,
they're good pizzas. Their wings are damn good. Yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
Their breadsticks are good.
I was going to say I've seen a brand of Green Mill breadsticks.
Ethan,
real quick, it's funny you mentioned that, Ethan, because the wedding I was in 2 weekends ago now, well, soon to be 2 weekends ago, they had the late night pizza and wings, like when everything was kind of
it's middle of the dance and stuff. Yeah,
it was kind of maybe towards the end of the dance where people were trying to drive home, sober up a little bit to make sure you're not as glossy, especially with all this road construction here in Minnesota. God, you hit a cone, you're fucked. But yeah, it just those pizza and wings hit the spot, man. It was awesome.
My problem I run into with that is I usually am a little bit too far. Either the problem I've ran into is I get a little bit too far gone, and I miss the part where they say there are pizza and food for you as the night is closing down, and I completely miss it altogether.
Even if you heard it, you probably wouldn't be able to find it because you're so drunk half the time at weddings. But
Dylan,
fair point. Correct.
Dylan, I have your back. For Ethan's wedding, I will either 1, let you know, 2, drag your ass to the table, or I will 3, just bring you food.
Okay, this is why Grant is the homie of the podcast. That is some true friendship right there. Some true friendship right there. And then Ethan and Hannah, they're going to be busy talking to people all night. They might not.
Yeah,
we won't talk to Ethan at all that day.
I don't need you to talk to me.
Well, I'm just legally going to sign your life away to the state of Minnesota.
This is true.
And then that's it. That's it. But then, Ethan, he'll be busy talking to people. I will let him know they're bringing the stuff out if he doesn't know.
Oh, I know. I got the whole timeline down. I know when it'll be there to the second.
And you, unlike most people, are actually organized, so I'm not worried about you. But yeah, Dylan, I got your back.
I appreciate that, but there's a place in Fargo called the Tavern that anytime I go visit my sister, we go to on Sunday, and they've got like prime rib, they have the cheesy hash browns, they got like a whole fruit spread, they got like 2 or 3 different types of eggs. It's like the one thing, like last week they were in Fargo because my sister was moving to a new apartment, and I didn't go because I was doing play-by-play games, which realistically, like I'm not a fan of moving. Ethan, you could have went because I mean you're kind of the expert. You've moved the most in
like 13 years straight. Like let's go.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah.
I should just start my moving company at this point.
You should. And I almost thought that helping them move, because we all know moving sucks. Going to the tavern on Sunday would have been worth it, but I didn't go, so I missed out. But
maybe next year on May 1st, when your sister finds another new place, or she moves again.
Don't talk like that.
Then you can go.
Maybe we'll see. But I got my first round of golf in for the year. Like I said, I got a new driver. And Grant, you remember how last week talked about swinging as hard as I could?
Yes.
And
just sending it?
And just completely duffing it?
Yes.
That didn't happen, actually.
Yes.
Wow.
So first drive of the year, not like the normal, like everyday, like easy swing is I swung as hard as I could. I almost
lose the club.
My cleats. No, I didn't almost lose the club. I almost lost my footing. My cleats are down to like nothing. They're like nubs, and they're basically nothing now. So I actually have a new pair coming. Hopefully they'll be here by this weekend. But yeah, first drive of the year, I pipe it. I'm about probably like 110 out, and second shot, I'm completely mishit it, but it was one of those good mishits where the ball, you actually hit it and it rolls up, and I was probably about 6 feet away, pin high for a birdie. Birdie the first hole of the year. No further questions about the rest of my round. So
Dylan, at that point, stop playing for them.
Yep.
You're done. It cannot get any better than that.
And
we should have just cut it off right there.
Exactly.
Well, as bad as I played, though, I actually have played my first. I haven't gotten a full 18 yet since Arizona, but the first 2 rounds of 9 I played, I essentially played with the same ball. There was a situation on where the 4 and 5 cross, and I'm not much of a fairway hitter. Usually, I'm off to the left.
So you're not a fairway finder?
No, not at all. And this old lady definitely 1,000% looked at the lie of her ball and the lie of my ball, and she thought, nah, I'm taking his ball. So she stole my ball, but I played the rest of those 5 holes with that ball. So technically, I haven't thought about it. I thought about just going up and looking. I was like, that's a Bridgestone with a red 1 on it. That's definitely my ball. No, I'm hitting that too. I was like, are you sure? Her husband was there too, and I thought, you know what? I don't know if I really want to end up on like World Star Hip Hop or something. Me fighting some old dude on the golf course.
You see, this is why people over 70 shouldn't be allowed to golf.
That would get us our ratings for this podcast. So next time you need to think twice about this. Quit being selfish and think about the group.
Yeah, just pull your phone out and just start wailing on this old man and beat his ass. Like that episode of SpongeBob. How many times do we need to teach you this lesson, old man?
Ask Rashee Rice how you get clicks. He seems pretty good at it.
Yeah, I could just talk to Dion about it.
Just got to drive a fast car and then punch a photographer in Dallas.
I mean, makes total sense.
That's right.
Me and Grant have adopted pickleball, though. We're not playing golf. We're pickleballers now.
Oh wow! Do you guys also have go to have a nap in the afternoon and early dinner at 4 and in bed by 7:30? Is that
if I played you in pickleball, you would be dragging. You would be crawling trying to get to the ball.
So to answer your question, Dylan, yes, I do love me a good mid-afternoon nap, especially if you wake up
absolutely
and have a good workout in the morning, or let's say you go out and play around a pickleball. And then also, yes, dinner is at 4:30, and it's a banquet Salisbury steak. Maybe a hungry man on a Friday when I've earned it. And probably fall asleep on the couch at 8:00. So you would be correct.
when you turn 30, Dylan, life changes a bit.
Is that what I have to look forward to? I still got about 7 months before I turn 30. Sweet.
Dude, speaking of, Dylan, a couple weeks ago, you're not going to believe this. This is a totally turning 30 story. Wake up in the morning to get ready to go to work. Taking a shower in the morning. I go to turn the water on in the bathroom.
You slipped and fell?
No. I didn't slip and fall. But for no apparent reason, I didn't turn my neck to the side or anything like that. I get a stinger on the left side of my neck here for no apparent reason. That whole day, I cannot turn my head to the left. I'm looking like Batman. Turning my whole body. Where is she?
No joke.
And then I get home that day, and I'm trying to sit on the couch and watch a game. Well, as I'm laying back, I can't tilt my head up like this. I have to physically pick my back up. No joke. I did nothing cool, nothing like, oh my God, this guy's a badass. Yeah, he went and he fought 2 kangaroos in Australia. No, turning the water on in the shower, and I get a stinger and my neck hurt for a week.
No, I did my interview in my car today, and when I got out of my car, I pulled my cap and I was limping in because whatever I did stepping out of my car, it pulled my cap. So I get it. It is what it is.
But hey, I got the Chiefs.
That
true?
You got the Chiefs. But speaking of which, they're playing the Ravens. But I don't know if you guys have listened to Julian Edelman's podcast at all. It's called Games with Names, where he has people on that talk about certain games.
Oh, dude!
So
I love Jules, man.
He had Ernie Adams on. I can't remember when. It was a couple of weeks ago or so. But do you want to hear this? You get this is a crazy story that I was. It's a fantastic podcast. I don't like promoting other podcasts on here, but this is really good. It's very interesting.
Can I say this, Dylan? I'm going to say it right now. This is a hot take coming from a Chiefs fan. Over this last month, his podcast has been better than New Heights.
Yeah, I would agree.
You can't tell me any different. Especially with him talking to these old Patriots. Slater.
I listened to the
Ernie Adams.
So I went down. I had to go deliver on a truck today, and I was going down to the land of the great unknown, where it's like a 2.5 hour drive. You're in the middle of nowhere in South Dakota, and you have no cell service. So I knew this, so I downloaded a couple of his podcasts because I was listening to the one he did with Bledsoe, and I was like, this is kind of cool. So I watched the roast on Sunday, and but I was listening to the Ernie Adams one, and this shouldn't surprise you, but Ernie Adams is the reason for the movie Friday Night Lights, because Ernie Adams, Bill Belichick, and Buzz Bissinger, the author of Friday Night Lights, all went to high school together at the same time. And Buzz was talking to Ernie about how he was going to go follow this high school football team in Pennsylvania. And I guess at the time, Buzz never really left the state of Pennsylvania at all in his life. And so Ernie made a call, said that you got to go call this scout at UCLA who's plugged into knows high school. He's big into recruiting. He follows high school football pretty closely. You need to give him a call, and he'll tell you where you should go and follow this team. And so Buzz calls this guy and tells him he needs to go to West Texas and follow the Permian Panthers. And that is how we got the book and the movie and the TV show Friday Night Lights, because of Ernie Adams.
Yeah, dude, when I heard that I was like, that is awesome. That's part of our that's our childhood right there, or part of it.
But
yeah, no, Dylan, I would just, if you can keep listening. Julian, he's got some great guests and some awesome interviews, and he even he'll do basketball, he'll do some baseball games. it's really well done, and I love it. It's what I do on Tuesdays when I come home from work now. I go home, turn on YouTube, and I watch that week's episode.
It is I am very looking. I'm gonna have to go dig into some more. I listened to the one about in Super Bowl 50. I listened to the Bush Push game today as well. Both were incredible. Probably about the only time you'll hear us prior to Matt Entz going there, hear us cheering for USC was when they beat Notre Dame. But we have the NBA playoffs are still going. Are the Wolves dead? We don't know. They we're gonna do like we did last week, where we were right, where we were wrong, and something we still want to see, and then wrap up the show with curveball of the week. So, in typical three guys talking ball fashion, we're gonna go with who is gonna be with the first pick. Oh, what the hell, son of a gun, Ethan again.
God, I am just on a freaking heater right now.
He can't win anything in the football season, but in the offseason. I am
Jose Altuve when I know what pitches are coming. You know, it's just incredible.
Yeah. Ethan is winning the offseason.
Yeah, I am.
Grant, you got second. And like in fantasy football, I couldn't find my Cowboys helmet, but I'm not a Cowboys fan anymore. I'm also not a Chargers fan, but Jim Harbaugh is the Chargers coach. So that was the closest one I could find. So the order is going to go Ethan, Grant, me.
Speaking of your former team, the Dallas Cowboys, did you see that's the first game Brady's going to announce this fall?
I know. How cool is that he gets to call the GOAT gets to call the future GOAT's first game as his first game.
I didn't know that you thought so highly of Deshaun Watson, unless you're talking about his massage abilities.
You zip your mouth there.
Unless you're talking about his massage abilities.
All right, Ethan, where were you right about the NBA playoffs so far?
I actually said, I guess I never told you guys, but I said Dallas was going to beat the Thunder. Obviously, that is not completely over yet, but Dallas is up 2-1. Home game again tonight at home. Home game at home. Wow, that was interesting. But no, I like where they sit. They have two of the best shot makers in the league, and when they're on, it's very hard to stop. The Thunder are young. I don't think they're going to – I never expected them to get the 1 seed, obviously, but I also didn't expect them to really do a whole lot in the playoffs. We've seen this time and time again. You have to learn how to win in the playoffs. It's not the same as a regular season. We're seeing that with the Wolves now. They won once, yes, but now they're trying to put them away. They keep shooting themselves in the foot, especially last night. The Thunder are the same way. They got to learn how to win. These guys are all like within their first 3 to 4 years in the league, first time making the playoffs. It's going to take time. Kyrie Irving's been there. He's done this. He's been finals MVP. Like, the dude's a stud. So, yeah, that's why I was right. I think Dallas wins this. I think they go up 3-1 tonight.
All right.
I agree with Ethan with everything he said.
That game, that game is supposed to tip off in like a minute here.
Yeah, Boston just held off Cleveland. They had a pretty big rally late, but not good enough.
Yeah, that was kind of the story of the game. Is Cleveland would get close, they just could never quite get over that hump or overtake them.
A couple times with about 3 minutes left, but they never could climb all the way back.
But Grant, where were you right?
Again, this is kind of same with Ethan. I told this to a coworker of mine and a buddy at work, but I think the Indiana Pacers are the most fun team to watch in the playoffs.
That's fair.
They're not the best team, but with Tyrese, Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner, and then anytime you're coached by Rick Carlisle, you're going to be a good team. You're going to score a lot of points. The fans in Indiana are going to get after it. Looks like a great place to watch a basketball game. And I find myself watching almost every Pacers game on just because it's good TV. And we want to be entertained in the world of sports. And that's who the Pacers are. And, had they not gave away one of those games in New York, they're up in this series 3-1. And I hope they can keep advancing and they keep playing because they are a fun watch. And with Indianapolis being the mecca of basketball in this country, I think we need to keep that spotlight.
Oh,
okay,
that is juicy.
You slow the roll over there.
Shots fired. Shots fired there. Grant saying, I think last week he said that New York was the mecca of basketball. Now he's saying Indiana. This is a juicy rivalry that dates back to the 90s, and we're kind of getting that feeling so far of this year.
Can I correct myself?
No.
Madison Square Garden as a venue, as whole, give that to me. But the people of Indiana, and then also with what this Fever team is doing, Caitlin Clark, that buzz, with their season getting started off, give me Indianapolis as a city, as a basketball mecca. Give me Madison Square Garden as the arena.
Grant, are you saying you have basketball fever?
Yes, 100%.
He loves Caitlin Clark.
Well, it's the one thing Iowa has going for them. Iowa doesn't have me, but Iowa had Caitlin Clark.
Hey, those WNBA people, they got charter flights though, so they're rolling large.
Ethan, Caitlin Clark is what he names his peanut butter jar.
I think Raleigh gets to choose that one.
Yeah, and it's raw.
Well, where I was right was it looks like the Knicks injuries have caught up to him these last two games, especially last game where they look tired. Brunson clearly does not look like himself. We're gonna see on tomorrow night with Game 5, New York, if some get it going back home to the mecca of basketball arenas, not to be confused with the mecca of basketball. More so, I think Grant says the mecca of basketball because he is a slut for the 15-foot jumper that they have in Indiana.
Oh, my God. I love the mid-range. Dude. Sorry, I had to get that in there. I just love
Grant, you know more about hockey than I do. We got some breaking news here. I don't know how to say his name, but the Avs star Valerie Nikoshikin, he is suspended for 6 months.
Who? Gambling?
It said the player assistance program placed in stage 3.
So I'm guessing he's either a gambling issue or, unfortunately, some of these guys, they have had some substance abuse problems.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, he's co-leader in goals this postseason. Well, that is a kick in the that's a kick in the ass.
And they're down 2-1 against Dallas tonight.
It says a treatment plan, so it doesn't. There's really no details on this right now.
It's got to be drugs if it's a treatment.
It's got to be some sort of substance abuse.
Yeah, that's too bad.
So
he's basically Percy Harvin got caught. Percy, yeah, woo-hoo.
Percy. Hey, but we'll just go over to where I was wrong. Was last week on where I was wrong, I had Kat mentioned that I thought the Wolves should have gotten rid of him last offseason. And after the way he played these in the first two games and in the previous series against the Suns, it felt like he turned a corner. He was going to be that guy and be the reason they get over the hump. And then these last two games, last game he was 5 of 18 from the field. And he's just too inconsistent. And I thought that, he was going to be able to play well enough to help the Wolves get at least one game at home. And they just were not able to do it. Cat has struggled. And if they want to get back to it, he's going to have to be at his best.
Yeah, and Dylan, I'm gonna stick in that series. And where I was wrong was thinking that the Denver Nuggets, thinking they were done, thinking the Wolves could wrap this thing up in 4. Kind of like how I said last week, something I need to figure out. Yeah, they are a championship team. They have the 3-time MVP in Nikola Jokic. They weren't going to go anywhere. That Game 2 performance was probably an anomaly on both ends, and they had 4 days to figure it out, and they did. And now it's a best of 3. So just kind of like in the NFL and college football, until you take the champs down, I'm not going to doubt them. Like, until I saw Georgia lose to Alabama and not make the playoff, I'm not going to doubt them. Until someone learns to take the Chiefs down in the playoffs, even if they struggle in the regular season, why would I doubt them? I'm not going to doubt Denver with the 3-time MVP and a supporting cast who they're playing like all-stars right now. So that's where I'm at.
I'm sticking with the same series, actually. I think we're all kind of Timberwolves focused here. But I said the Wolves bench was better than the Nuggets, which I still think is true, but it has been a complete opposite the last 2 games, especially last night. If the bench shows any sign of life whatsoever, they probably win that game relatively easily. Felt like every Nuggets bench player hit every open shot possible, which kudos to them.
Aaron Gordon didn't miss
shots. I want to say the 2 games here over the weekend, it was like the Nuggets got open or relatively open shots 98 times compared to the Wolves 78. And the Nuggets just made more of those. That's really what separated it. The Wolves didn't capitalize. Na was terrible. Jaden got in foul trouble the other night. He hit a 3 later in the game, I guess, or early in the game, one of the 2 last night. But Naz Reid completely just god-awful in Game 3. Was okay Game 4. But we haven't really utilized the bench either. Like, we went 9-10 deep in the regular season. We haven't really done that a whole lot, because they haven't been playing well the last 2 games. So I don't blame them. But the Nuggets bench, I think, doubled our scoring output from our bench last night, which was a massive contributor why we lost.
Yeah, I thought Naz Reid, after Anthony Edwards last night, I thought he played the best game behind Ant. But other than that, like Gobert, you didn't get anything. Cat already have spoken enough about him. But even a guy like Mike Conley was still. I mean, he played okay too. But you need your all-stars to play like all-stars, and the Wolves haven't had that these last 2 games. Which I guess leads me into the something we want to see here is the other part is the Wolves, can they get back to playing good defense, or who's going to step up behind Anthony Edwards? I think we were all dumb, and I mean we were all drinking the Kool-Aid thinking that the Nuggets they were dead, but they're the defending champs. They're not going to lie down. They've been knocked down. They've been kicked before they got over the hump last year. And if you're the Wolves, you wouldn't want this any other way. You want them at their best. You want them at their healthiest, because the Wolves are just as talented as the Nuggets. And I'll say it is, I think Anthony Edwards is a better player than Jokic. I think, they still have the best player on the planet, and we're going to see that as this series progresses. But they have to get back to, and I thought Anthony, he said he had a poor Game 3. He did a good job of being aggressive right away off the bat in Game 4, but I think the Wolves almost became too dependent on him. I think he needs to get back. I think he needs to try to get some open looks for other guys. The other part too about it is they talked about it on the broadcast, is when Anthony Edwards doesn't have the ball, I would like to see him be a little bit more active, because when you watch him when he doesn't have the ball, he just kind of stands around. He doesn't really do anything. I'd like to see him kind of move around and see guys chase him and see if that opens up some more looks for other guys.
Is it my turn?
Grant's turn.
Okay.
Me personally, guys, I just want to see if there's someone in the Eastern Conference that I can trust to win a championship. Because as of right now, I think it's a 3-horse race to win this thing between Denver, Minnesota, and Dallas. Like I said earlier, Indiana, they're fun to watch. I love watching them play, but they can't stop anybody. They don't know what defense is. They're playing in the Big 12. They're like, Oklahoma and TCU years ago. They're scoring 50, but their defense is going to give up 51 if we're putting in this aspect. And, Boston, they're letting Cleveland kind of hang around. They're playing with their food. I just don't know if they have that killer instinct in them to shut a team down. Like if they were to play any of those three teams I mentioned with the players that those three teams have, it almost feels like the moment's going to be too big for Boston. And New York, high praise for Thibodeau and his coaching staff last week, but eventually this style is going to wear you out. In Cleveland, I'm not worried about those guys. They're dead. But can someone from the East feel like they can win a championship? Because to me, I don't think so.
All right, I'm up.
You're up.
Sir. This is what was it again?
Something we want to see.
I want to see Adam Silver, Silver. Have some balls.
Hey, join the club. Me too.
I'm not saying like the only reason they won Game 3 was because Murray wasn't suspended, but you're just setting an absolutely terrible precedent by not suspending him. Like, I don't care if it's the playoffs or not. If you throw something at an official, you absolutely deserve to miss the next game. Like, that is a huge safety issue. And just the amount of disrespect to the game itself. Can you imagine an NFL or MLB player just chucking a bat from the dugout at the home plate umpire after he struck out? Like,
an accessory. He takes his ankle protector and just hucks it.
Like that guy's gone.
He didn't do it once. He did it twice.
Like that MLB play. If he ever did that, he's gone for a week. Manfred's not going to BS around with that. But as shocking as no other, Silver chose the ratings. Is really essentially what he did. He knows they suck. Their ratings are not nearly as good as what they make them out to be. You can kind of twist the numbers all you want. The reality is it's not good. They don't have good numbers. Not nearly what they were 5-6 years ago. And they're getting worse because they keep – I'm not going to get into the political stuff, but they keep doing stuff that's pissing people off.
They keep letting these antics get in the way.
Yes.
The NBA is gearing towards social media and not the fan.
Mm-hmm.
When half these people on social media who follow the NBA – like I bet you look at the NBA's X account or formerly Twitter, they probably have, 30 million followers? Okay. Last year in the finals, I think the clinching game, only 12 million people watched that.
Yeah, more people watched the women's college championship
this year. Yeah, more people watched the first round of the NFL draft this year than the NBA finals.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Remember the COVID final, guys, the Mickey Mouse Championship the Lakers won? That series was clinched on a Sunday night. More people watched the Vikings and Seahawks, a Week 4 regular season game with no fans.
Crazy. Yeah,
no fans at CenturyLink than the NBA. So he nailed that right there. It's just he's struggling, and also he didn't want to see the defending champs go out early because if Murray's not there, he wants a long series, and if Murray's not there, they don't have the life. They just got eviscerated at home. Then they can't promote the back-to-back championships. And as much as we would love to see Anthony Edwards, Tyrese and Indy win a title, Jalen Brunson, Shea, Luka win their first title, the NBA don't want this. They want the back-to-back champs. They want Jokic in there. They want Murray. They want a dynasty in their future. So you nailed that, Ethan, right there.
And I'm not saying it's an excuse for the Wolves, but it's a very big asterisk if Denver wins this series. I absolutely will believe that.
Well, and I mean, it's not surprising because Adam Silver is the worst commissioner in all of sports.
Oh, easy.
His sport is in decline. Every other sport is ascending.
Him and LeBron have destroyed this game.
Pocket from China.
Well, the other part too is the goal is leave the place, leave whatever it is better than you found it. This disqualifies LeBron James from the GOAT argument because he has destroyed the game of basketball. But him and Adam Silver both have destroyed the league. It's going to continue to fall, and the argument that the bullshit argument the refs had. Oh well, we didn't see. You have replay. There are 6,000 cameras in that arena. How can you not go back and look? Oh, there's something on the floor. We should probably go investigate that. But no, we didn't see it. That's why we didn't do anything.
But then they said, like, oh, that would have been an ejection had we saw that. Why don't you get rid of him then? Why don't you take him out of game 3? It's no different. It's just
like when the play is stopped and you see a heating pad on the court, you need to say, time out. We need to go back and see where this thing came from. You can clearly see it came from
wait, time out. Grant, were you in Denver for game 2 and you needed the heating pad for your neck from the from the shower? Was that you?
Was I trying to sabotage Jamal Murray? Maybe.
It didn't work. You suck. Do better.
No, yeah. Well, I should have. I did my best because I hate Canadians and I hate people who went to Kentucky. And he checks both of those boxes.
But alrighty, then I think that
hold on. If Denver comes back to win this series, this is all my fault.
Exactly. We know who to blame now.
True.
Not Cat, not the patella injury when Finch is coaching behind the bench, not the Wolves bench shit in the bed, not Jane McDaniels getting 3 fouls in the first quarter in every single game. Me.
You. Yep.
I'm the problem.
You're the problem. Yep.
It's Vince Vaughn.
It's me. I'm the problem. Or it's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. That's Grant.
Yeah.
Grant to the Wolves. But
we somehow managed to get Taylor Swift in here. This is amazing.
Speaking of, since we're on the topic of music, have you guys listened to Morgan Wallen's new song yet?
Which one?
With Post Malone.
We did yesterday, actually. Grant mentioned it. So yeah, me and Hannah turned it on. It's good.
It
was good. So the first time I listened to it, I didn't like it. I thought it was, but I listened to it right before I went to bed because it came out at 10 o'clock Mountain Time or 10 o'clock PM, and I listened to it. And I was tired. I was trying to go to bed, and I was like, well, I got to listen to this because I've been hearing it on TikTok for the last 3 months. And I was like, not impressed. And then I listened to it the next day, and I was like, this actually ain't that bad. So I take back saying it wasn't that good. It was overrated and overplayed. But I've changed my tune on it.
We will all be wearing cowboy hats. That's mandatory this year. So
no, yes. I will not wear a cowboy hat.
Come on.
My dad was a bull rider, and it would be disrespectful to him if I wore a cowboy hat because us wearing cowboy hats would be disrespectful to all the actual cowboys that exist. We're not about that life.
Oh no, I throw chairs off bars all the time. I am a cowboy.
Dude,
that doesn't make you a cowboy.
All them women there in their cowboy boots and their short blue jeans have never ridden a horse in their life. And you know what?
Yeah, but the difference is the difference is they actually most of them actually look good, so they get a pass for it. Us, we're not good looking people. Okay, there's a reason why only one of us has a girlfriend.
Whoa. Speak for yourself.
I exactly what you missed the part where I said there's a reason why one of us, there's two-thirds of us are single in this podcast.
I'm not single because I'm ugly. I'm single because I'm terrified of women.
Did you see the gift I sent you the other day? As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my God, it's Grant.
I'm fucking terrified of these people.
Woman!
Run! I forgot where I was going to go because I don't know anymore, but
I'll wear my cowboy boots again, but that's about it. That's about as far of a line I'll cross.
That's fair. I will say this, though.
Because, when you grow up in a house where your dad is a bull rider and there are pictures in your basement that you have to, that's right next to your childhood bedroom, and you have to walk out and you have to look at that every morning before you go to school of your dad on a bull with the back side of the bull up like this, my dad with his arm up, cowboy hat flying off with an afro. it's shocking. I don't have more siblings. Like that. There's a lot of testosterone in those pictures.
All I'm saying is that just means you have to ride the bull of Cowboy Jacks before.
Okay, deal.
Well, and Dylan, wouldn't you be showing your dad a sign of respect by wearing a cowboy hat, saying, "I'm trying to be like you"?
Yeah.
No, that ship has sailed a long time ago.
Well, I knew that. I just wanted you to say that publicly, so I feel good about it.
It's not like you need to. It's not like, hey, I'm going to be as good as you are. It's more of like a tip of the cap, like
that. And all my dad's cowboy hats, they don't fit my head. My head's too fat and not much brain. So,
just a lot. Yeah, that's true.
It's just a big empty space that only remembers random sports facts nobody cares about.
Would you say?
Would I say it's a blank space? Yes, I would.
But no. To circle back to new songs coming out, Luke Combs' new single's coming out here, and it's actually going to be in the new Twister movie. I think it's titled.
I'm so pumped for that.
I think it's titled "There Ain't No Love in Oklahoma," and that song's going to absolutely slap.
When does that movie come out again?
I am not sure.
I think it's June or July.
I just know his new single, I think, comes out the 16th.
I just know I'm going to that movie the opening night.
That's like in 3 days, isn't it?
Yeah. So Thursday this week, his new single comes out. So yeah, probably June, Ethan.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But yeah, I think it's titled "There Ain't No Love in Oklahoma," something like that.
Okay.
Man, Dallas.
All right, Ethan. What do you got for us for curveball of the week?
Well, since I'm moving for the 30th straight year, and I have been cleaning, packing, I mean, you name it. We bought a grill today that's sitting in a car because we have no room for it inside. I guess it's sitting in a car, but it's still technically outside. What is your favorite chore to do at home?
Oh, Grant, that is something that we kind of talked about this last week with me, where I've become I've become way too adult these last few, where when I get bored, I just start cleaning my house, and
he's not even 30. He's not even 30 yet, Ethan.
I'm not even 30. No.
Let's change it a little bit then. Let's change it a little bit. What music do you listen to while you clean?
Ooh. Lately I've been on a country kick, so I've been listening to a lot of the old stuff that my dad listened to, like David Allan Coe, Merle Haggard, Waylon Jennings. I'm trying to think here. The Shaboozey song, I can't even remember. Oh, Johnny Cash, listen to a lot of him. Let's see here. But Hank Jr. I can't even think of the Shaboozey song, but a bar song, Tipsy. Listening to a lot of that. That's so the country, the classics, the real country music.
Well, to answer both questions, Ethan, I don't know. I think for me, it's just going to be random here. I would say vacuuming, just for the sheer fact of when you have a bunch of debris on the ground and your vacuum makes that noise when it picks it all up.
Yes.
It's so satisfying.
It's very soothing.
And then it takes me back to that Patrick Star meme where he's just kind of looking over something. He's got that grin on his face, like, yeah, pick that dirty shit up. So I'd have to say vacuuming. And I'm with Dylan. Probably some country music.
Chris. Speaking of which, White Horse by Chris Stapleton.
Oh, how amazing is that song? By the way, when I was at that concert,
Zach Bryan.
When I was at that concert, I looked at Alec and I said, "He's going to come out and he's going to play White Horse."
That's right. Goes, you said that.
You're crazy. I said, "Nope. He's going to come out with a bang, and the place is going to go absolutely electric." And I was right.
There you go.
Grant was right.
Yeah. I got to go with cleaning the glass stovetop. It is I am so anal about it. So anal about it. But it's like spotless all the time. I'm actually gonna go down and clean my buddies. I lives below us a couple floors because he wants me to clean it, and I volunteered. But music to listen to, definitely 80s rock.
80s rock.
Stacy's Mom, Summer of '69. Like it's hard to beat.
Nice.
It truly is.
It's kind of like in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just
you got that you got that vibe going.
Yeah.
Life is good.
No, sometimes I'll catch myself like taking like a pan and like a spoon and like start like banging to the songs. You know, it's fun. You know.
There you go.
Pretty wild,
but
Minnesota.
All right, well, then
Minnesota Wild.
Minnesota Wild.
Suck.
Oh wow,
they suck.
Wow, but that wraps up the show here of this week's episode 131. We'll have episode 132 next week at a time to be determined. I think we're going to stick with the live shows. It seems to be a lot of fun. So if you enjoy it, make sure you hop in the comments. We do our best to try to respond to them here. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll be back next time.